Joined now by the chief of the Alexandria Police Department, Tarrick McGuire. Chief, thanks so much for being here. It just boils my blood to see, A, what this family went through, B, that a man showed up with a gun prepared to defend this house, and that you and your team had to spend 100 hours trying to figure out who these bozos were. Are they going to be charged?
Well, number one, thank you for having me on tonight. You know, that's a question that many have asked in our community. Are these persons going to be held liable? And I think in this case, as the police department, our number one goal is to act in the best interest of the victim. And in this particular case, as you just talked about earlier, the victim really is related to the suspects in this case. And unbeknownst to the victim, had no idea who these persons were. And so as we talk through this case, not only with our Commonwealth attorney and talk through it with the victim, I think a human perspective leaned in from the victim's perspective, not wanting to press charges or proceed forward with charges against our family member. Now, here's the interesting thing about the Commonwealth of Virginia. Still, if a victim does not desire to prosecute, the Commonwealth attorney could move forward with charges in this specific case. But collectively, again, we thought through this process and said to ourselves, how does the victim feel? And that was the largest consideration in coming to a final decision.
I thoroughly understand that. We, in the business of law, we call them hostile witnesses. There's a crime committed against everybody here, mostly the family inside that house, but the people in that community who are paying the tab for the 100 hours of police work that, A, was wasted, and B, could have been used elsewhere, helping real people who were undergoing, real threats to be, kept safe. In that respect, shouldn't the mother who put her two sons up to this and her nephew face some kind of consequence, like a financial bill or something? Like, I'm looking at this thinking, if these kids are 14 and 16, endangering children, uttering threats, destruction of property, false reporting, lying to police, and all the above, but shouldn't she face something? If not just to send a message to the community, you can't screw around like this.
So, you share the same sentiments that I shared when I looked at this case. And again, in the best interest of justice, we made that decision. But, I really framed this up as a moral failure. You made a very valid point. Here you are with a parent that is encouraging their children to act in this behavior, whether it was a prank or not being a prank. Something that has been highlighted time and time again, that this really could have resulted in a serious injury. As you pointed out, we see a family member that comes up with a gun, and if those persons are still there on that scene, it could have been absolutely something horrific that turned into a prank, ultimately coming to where someone was seriously injured or hurt. And so, I want to send a clear message as a police chief, especially as we approach Halloween this season. Our cops, our team will be out, and we will be looking for any type of suspicious behavior. We are communicating with the public this week, specific to here in Alexandria, because we know that people like to do copycat events such as this. But in this particular facet, we've been out in the front talking to the community, understanding what people's needs are, because we want people to feel safe. And believe me, that as we looked at this case, I wanted some level of accountability, but again, trying to work in the best interest of the victim in this case. And I hope this family takes a clear lesson learned from this, and this behavior does not become a repetitive cycle.
Yeah, I was thinking these kids should be in a Scared Straight program, but it's really the mother who put them up to it who should be in the Scared Straight program. Chief Tarrick McGuire, good to have you. Thanks so much for being on the show. I hope it's not the last time. Look forward to seeing you again sometime.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.